Gonna sit down in the kitchen and fix me something good to eat and make my head a little high, make the whole day complete. Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. Well, pass it to me, baby. Well, pass it to me slow. We'll take time out to smile a little before you let it go. Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. There ain't nothing to do, and there's always room for more. Fill it, light it, shut up, and close the door. Cause we're gonna lay around the
And what's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everyone? My name is Spanky Frank. I'm here with Master Edawg. I'm here with the great Peter St. James. Along with us is also Curtice C. Trombetta. And we have a friend of the friends, is Mr. Gregory. Say hello, Gregory.
Hello.
All right, and we are live from the shack, the humble abode of Mr. Peter St. James. Now, tell me, Pete, I mean, I always love coming here because it's like just walking into like a time machine, really. Because, like, you just, and if you look around, I'm just going to describe it for just a minute because
There's a lot of cool shit up on this wall.
There's
I'm
so
not gonna
much-
lie. It's
yeah.
amazing.
there's so many cool things. You know, you come in, you sit down, and most of the time when you come in, Pete's already sitting down. He's either like we came in tonight, he was playing Red Dead Redemption. You know, just chilling like that. Sometimes he's coming in, he's playing guitar, and just by himself, just like, you know, just chilling out. And we always call it the shack, and it's such a. And I just want to say this thing because you don't see this in many apartments. Is that all along the wall? There's so many signatures and numbers. Now, over how many years has that wall been talked about?
Well, that wall basically started out from a good friend of mine named Big Jim, who used to have most of his customers for Wheaton Moving sign the inside of the wall of his truck.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I said, why not take it one step further? And I said, all right.
That's so cool.
I just initiated into it, and one thing became the next, and for the past 18 years...
Oh, hold on, Pete. Hold on. Is your mic on?
Is my mic on? Hello. Are we here?
Test out, Pete.
Test, is it?
Okay, now you're
Oh,
good.
sorry about that. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Peter, continue.
Yes, go ahead, Pete.
No, what I'm just saying, simple is, no, that's just the way it is. Everybody comes in here and, like, sign the wall, and it's just kind of an artistic statement.
Yeah, talk into that.
Well, I didn't know how.
Listen,
strong
we're all
that
little.
was,
This is
but-
actually our first podcast. This is actually one that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time because the cool thing about Pete and about everybody in this room is that we're all kind of our own characters, and we could all bullshit about a good thing, you know. But that's the really cool thing about the shack is we always come here and we always talk about whatever it is, you know.
It's the land of misfit toys.
Land of Misfit Toys. And right before we went on, we were actually talking about a little bit of sports, and we were just talking about some football. And now I'm a big Giants fan. I'm a big Giants fan.
Giants.
Yeah. We have one outsider. Oh, hold on.
One outsider, for some reason, is a Redskins fan, and none of us can seem to grasp this concept.
Listen,
And-
Curtis.
and-
Listen.
Type
And
1
to all
if
our
you want us
listeners,
to
she's
repeatedly
also a
bludgeon him
freaking
with a
Red
beer
Sox
bottle.
fan,
Thank
God
you.
help me.
Listen, that would be me too. Right. We're 5 minutes in, and already I'm getting thrown under the bus.
Press 2 if you want me to
my-
hit him
for
with
my
a baseball
sports
bat with
aff-
1 penny-inch nails in them.
For
Thank
my
you.
sports affiliation, that's what I'm getting nailed to the wall every time I walk into a room.
Usually I drag her through the mud every year because the Red Sox suck, but this year...
It's a building year.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
goddamn building year.
She starts with the excuses.
But don't you need a
More than
foundation for a
minority
building,
going
though,
to
right?
jail.
You do, exactly, and we
Yeah.
have it. We have it.
You have the foundation.
Yes.
They have the foundation. Is that
Well,
what
I
she's
hope
saying?
so. Fenway is about
Yeah.
100 years old, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. It's 100.
Only took him 85 years to win a World Series.
Wow. So let's
In
talk
your
football. How about, yes, your Giants are pretty amazing, but...
So
and
far,
I am
the
not.
season's
I am
over.
not a
Amazing.
big. But I am a fantasy football fan. I do not like the Giants per se. I am a Washington Redskins fan. RG3 babies. RG3. I'm just putting it out there.
She's been
Anyway,
off the meds for about a week
but
now,
that-
but she'll come to her senses shortly.
but I took. Yeah, I got that Victor Cruz, and he can't do anything this season, and it's really messing up my fantasy team.
We have Eli Manning.
He's getting on the trading block.
And he's just as good as
you know?
God.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, Eli Manning.
He's not performing.
He performed the last.
He only got me 4 points this last game. His projected was at least 14. He didn't. Well, good for him. Oh, I can't. Whatever. But so he'll be on the trading block very soon to whoever's listening out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is the trading block like the chopping block, or
The chopping block. It's the.
It's kind of like in the old days when you used to sell slaves, back in the olden days. The good old days, as I like to go, hey-o! Little racism, so what? It happens. Now,
I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the-
White people, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Easy.
quite a bit of honkies in here tonight?
We'd like to toot our horn.
I need sunscreen for this incredibly intense light that is shining over our head. It does not fit the apartment. This is not like a nice glow. This is like fluorescent light at its best. And I can't even look up because if I do, it's like shining right in my face.
You know what it feels like? I mean, I've been on...
What did you put in here? It's like nuclear fusion is coming out of your coming.
You know what it is?
Isn't it great? I think it's great.
The fuse is probably like maybe you're only supposed to use like a 40-watt bulb. He put in like an 80-watt bulb. Although I can notice they're the energy saver ones, so he doesn't have to replace it for like 10 years.
He's going green.
Eco-friendly.
Going green.
Pete's going green. I've been in here for 30 minutes, and my
green.
eyes are still trying to
Edawg
adjust to this
smoking
light.
green.
Isn't it right? We've been here for about an hour, and I can't adjust my eyes.
It's unbelievable.
I
I
can't.
keep. Oh Jesus! I did it again. My eyeballs. My eyeballs.
Oh my god. So.
No, it's like the coolest, and the fun part about being in here too is now tonight we're awesome because we have the door open. But usually, like when we're here during the winter time, or as we like to call it, shack season,
Duck season.
duck season, duck season, shack season,
Shack season fire.
Rabbit season.
the door's always closed, and so after about an hour of sitting here and just bullshitting, it becomes so smoky in here.
It's smoky right now.
I mean, it's starting to get smoky, but that's all because we're sitting around this one ashtray that we have here.
Yeah. This is really quite the setup that we have going on here. This is something.
I'll tell you the truth, Pete. I actually emulate this setup in my own little spot in my house because the way you have like all your DVDs, your video games, everything's all set up. I kind of have it in my little spot too.
He does the same thing, and it drives me nuts. I'm not gonna lie. I can't.
Why?
Because
Why does it do
everything is on top of everything.
No.
How do you see? Then you've got to move.
This is organization.
But where is it organized? Where I'm like, hey, I want to see where I want to know where Caddyshack is.
Caddyshack is right below Clint.
But how do you know it's there? Is it alphabetical order?
No, because that's where I put it last.
But okay, listen. It's okay. There's like these stacks of DVDs, right, that you would see, but they're not lined up like on top. They're just across the table in like 4 stacks. Well, what is it? 8 stacks going across. And so you can only see the tops, and then you can't see what's on the bottom. Like, you can't see what's underneath. So, like, if I want to see, like, that would drive me crazy. I need to see all the titles.
And also, here's the good thing. You can tell it has been moved in years because you could just see, like, the film forming on the edges here. Which, by the way, is just fantastic. And you could just tell it's because of all the smoke that just piles up.
It's great.
Over
You know
years.
what? Whatever.
Hey, everybody.
Mikkel.
We
Mike
just-
McCole has joined us for this evening's
Our good friend Mikkel.
podcast. That's what's going on in the background.
That's right.
Veteran.
Veteran. Good veteran.
Veteran
Mike, we're actually
of
recording
two
a
foreign
podcast
wars.
right
Is it
now.
2 foreign wars? 2 foreign wars, right?
Mike, our friend and veteran of 2 foreign wars,
That is correct.
simultaneously going on. So let's pay some homage to Mike.
There we
I'll
go.
raise my glass.
Yes. Salud.
The whole cooler full of them.
Beer's right over there.
What do we have? You know what, Curtis?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
do we have? What are we drinking tonight?
Tonight I went up.
Good
I went
God,
up
I wouldn't
to
die.
the beer distributor up in on Route 9 in Wappingers, and I picked up some Genesee beer. I picked up regular Genesee, Jenny Cream, and some Jenny 12 horses.
What's the name of that place?
Halftime.
Halftime.
Well, yeah.
And
Amy's bringing
our
over
other
the Coke.
friend just went to get Coca-Cola from the store.
There's a little pandemonium right now because
Yeah.
we're deciding what are we going to put the rum in. That was Curtice dropped the ball, as did Peter, by not alerting to the fact that there was no coke, there was nothing. So right now it's a little bit of a craziness.
I never
as we try to settle down.
I never heard back from our other friend who may be stopping by, so I sent Mr. Gregory to the store to get a 2-liter of
Oh,
Coke.
very good, very good. That's where. He
So that's
disappeared
where
off to.
Greg went over to the gas station.
Okay, good. So. Anyway, so.
In depth.
Now here's the
in-depth
deal.
discussion.
Now here's the discussion for you. Ooh, easy. We got a little feedback right there.
That was him blowing on the thing. Blowing on the thing.
We're blowing.
Isolate that.
Yeah.
Blowing on the thing.
Now, I personally.
Aaron, I never took you for somebody who blew on things.
That's right. She's a lesbian. She's a lesbian.
You know what? I'm queer. All right?
Oh,
I am
okay.
Fucking queer. That's what I am. No. Okay, let's get that right.
Believe me, we've tried.
If you're gonna try to label me,
We've tried so hard.
which is silly.
It's just so hard
You
over
just
the
say,
years.
I'm a queer. Queer as they come.
Now here's
Queer as a non-existent $3 bill.
No.
I never understood that one.
All right. Now, I see a computer in front of me. I see these switches, dials, buttons, and gadgets and gizmos and things. What is all this?
well, Mickle. This is the modern day podcast, if you will. And this weekend, and this weekend, we happen to have lots of expensive on-rental snuffing.
We just happen to have some really cool. We're borrowing some mics, and it's
From a good friend of
From
ours.
a good friend of ours, and they are totally hooking us up.
Yeah.
And just so we could get over here and finally do this.
We could finally do this.
Yeah.
Now here's a question. No, I personally, I'm not a I don't drink. I don't do drugs, anything. I'm a straight edge kind of a guy. You know, that's just how the guy I
It's all
am.
about the music.
I'm all about the music. It's about the music.
It's all about the music.
But I hang out with you guys, and you guys over many years, many moons, I've seen you guys drinking many a drink. I'd like to ask you, what is your drink?
What was my drink?
In the span of your lifetime, what was the best drink you ever had?
Wow. Beside coffee?
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Jack.
Uncle Jack is fine.
Jack Daniels.
Actually, I had a Jack and Ginger this afternoon.
Jack goes down smooth. It's one of those you don't have to chase it. Like I could drink that straight from a bottle, and it won't even make my face.
I drank it like lemonade. I was about to have old number 7 tattooed on my left butt cheek, but you know,
Ha.
hey.
Yeah, no, it's fun,
You think
but
I'm kidding?
And in my old
Nah,
age,
I'm not. Oh yeah.
I have started to like red wine. I've
yeah,
started to like red wine.
that's a new development that I would like to discuss. What's going on
Yes.
with that?
I don't know. I got a really great freaking buzz from it once, and I have just never looked back.
Have you have you gotten the crazy hangover?
No, because I'm smart about it.
But no, because
Water and Advil,
you'll
baby.
have one too many wines, and I'm telling you, you're gonna wake up feeling like you just.
Water and
Wanna be
Advil.
dead.
I mean, I
Well,
need
that
a rule
depends
from
on the wine you're drinking.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, fair enough. Because I don't know. Because you know what? I don't drink wine too much. It's not really my drink.
Yeah, Pete,
I've never been.
Well, as
really...
far as this pertinent situation is,
Yeah, you could
related to
probably tell us
anything,
more about
as
wine
far
than-
as wine goes, to me, if you're drinking any kind of a red, any bottle that you're buying over 10 to 15, I can guarantee you will not give you that bang. Now, if you're mixing wine with other mixed drinks, such as spirits, such as vodka, whiskey, rye, what have you, you're dealing with a monster in the morning, right?
What
But-
about a fuzzy navel? What do you consider that? Because that was
That is-
isn't that a wine?
That's
Because
probably
I got
one of the
wasted
better
off of that
names
one
for
night.
drinks that I've ever
It was
heard.
a fuzzy. I drank a
fuzzy
bottle
navel.
of fuzzy navel. I was in college and the snow was falling. And
Friends don't let friends drink fuzzy navels.
Oh yeah, no, it was the worst hangover. I couldn't see. It felt like the snow was this. I don't know if the snow was actually falling sideways, or
Or
I
if
just
you were
happened
like
to
a
be
Christmas snow
stumbling
globe, or-
across the lawn to
Wow.
get to that. But that's
Uh-huh.
what fuzzy navel did to me.
Wow.
And,
Now, Pete, friends don't let friends drink white Merlot. Is this true?
Friends don't let friends drink cheap wine. That's what
All right, I'll
it basically
bite that.
boils down to. Yeah.
Let's bite that.
Now, there is a famous story. Now, we have Edawg here. But that is not her only name.
Ew, I can't believe that. That's my name. Edawg.
We could change
Now
it.
that I
Now you just heard it?
I just go eat
now
leopard.
I just what
now
I'm-
I'm
that's
like,
what I'm
I don't
just-
think Edawg.
No. Well, we
Only
can.
if it's spelled D-A-W-G.
Oh, of
So,
course.
Okay.
That's the only way to spell it.
All right, fine.
But she has another name that is she is infamous for. She's known as the Leprechaun.
Yes, she is.
Now this
Because of your dark jet black hair and deep brown eyes.
And my 6'6" stature.
she is a very tiny ginger. Very tiny ginger.
I'm a ginger kid. I am.
And long ago, this group here, we all used to work together in the same old, shopping
You did
center.
none of these things, by
I
the
did
way.
not, but I was
You did
around.
none of
I
this.
witnessed.
You were a good 4
I was a
years
witness.
too young.
No, I was very
for
young.
all the goodness.
He's definitely a good third-person point of view. Like
He
if
is.
you were
No,
reading
you know
it
what?
from
You're
a
right.
book.
You're right. You're right.
Stephen
you're right.
can tell it very good that way.
Yes. Yes.
And there's this one night that Mr. Kurt and Mr. Aaron, or Miss Aaron, got together and they had a little bit too much to drink. And what happened that night, Aaron?
Well, that night, that was the night I was at my cousin's, and I got pretty intoxicated, and I didn't drink beer. I didn't really drink at all. I was honestly.
Were you still in the Zima stage?
Yes, because I never drank. I was not a drinker. I didn't start being really, really bad until
Did they
I was
still
about
actually
17.
sell Zimas still?
Do they?
Holy shit.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
I gotta ask Kurt. Kurt, I'm asking Kurt. Was there any? Was there any? Did they have the Zimas at halftime? Because halftime, that was the place where we got this awesome
do they
beer.
still sell Zimas?
That's what we're asking right now. If Zima is.
I'm
actually-
thinking no. I haven't seen a Zima on a shelf in years.
No, right?
But you definitely were putting those away that night, weren't
That
you?
night I had like 8 of them. I did. I
Wow.
had like
Kick
a solid.
in the stomach, anyone?
Yes, it was not good. And then I had one Heineken.
I will kick you in the stomach.
Yeah, but during that time, I like I said, I was hitting it pretty hard, and my buddy Kurt over here was sitting with me, and we're sitting at the kitchen table. We couldn't be more losers. It's not like we were the lives of the parties up on the tables dancing. No,
We were the
in
lives
this,
of each other's parties.
we're in my cousin.
Let's just clear the air.
We're in like my aunt's house, like just being 16, 17, 18-year-olds just hanging, and so I get drunk. So is he. And we're literally eating Wonder Bread, right?
Right out of the bag.
Right out of the bag. And we had and we had a system. It was he eats the middle and I just eat the crust.
It was lovely.
Because he doesn't like crusts. So I was like,
Kurt, what are you drinking?
Genesee.
Genesee. It's the place to be.
Someone's got class tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
So
Love
anyway,
you too, Greg.
while I was sitting there, we were. How did this even happen?
I
don't
have
even no
I
idea.
think I asked you. I think because I saw that you were a little inebriated. I said, Aaron, are you the leprechaun?
And I said, yes, I'm the leprechaun. I still don't know how to do it. I've never had a good Irish bro.
It was born.
It was
And then
born.
it was
born, and that's me now. That's what they call me. They call me the leprechaun. But if you saw me, you would know. I'm short. I'm extremely short.
She's vertically
and I have
challenged.
red hair, and I have nice Irish rosy cheeks,
Yes.
and I like to make people's dreams come true. At any way. shape,
Okay,
or form.
Aaron.
No, do leprechauns do that? No, they kind of. No, leprechauns
she's
kind of fuck
fun-sized.
around with shit,
she's
right?
not little,
they
she's
they
fun-sized.
fuck people. Yeah, they fuck people up. So that's like they mess people up.
Aaron, I have to ask you to do
Always
this
looking
'cause
across
I
the
have to ask
rainbow.
you to do this because we're podcasting it.
Yes,
Memorial Day weekend, you, me, and Mr. Mickle went camping.
we certainly did. That was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, you got to
Good times.
You got to let our viewers and our listeners. You got to let our listeners know what it was like in the tent after we ate a bunch of meat and drank a whole bunch of Jenny Creams.
Was it creamy?
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Here was that story. I'm telling stories.
No lemon pledge.
Yeah, no. So me, Curto, and Mikkel, we head upstate to Mikkel's property for lots of awesome guns and gun shooting, legal gun shooting, mind you. Beer, but not at the same time.
We're all Republicans here, right?
No, not at all. Not even
Speak
a
for
little bit.
yourself. I'm a liberal.
So anyway, so we're up there, and and we were just drinking, and we were just had the greasiest. I mean, it was like we were eating lard, like just shorn off. Like it was bad. We just ate, and
We were
there was
cooking
no
bacon,
filter
cooking fat,
for any
cooking
of that
bacon,
fat.
cooking fat.
You know, you didn't have those, crazy where you remove the grease and everything. No, it was like straight up fat, like just grossness. And we ate all of that, right? So the first night, I guess our little tummies hadn't adjusted yet. So so anyway, so we all pass out.
Oh no.
Our tummies hadn't adjusted to our recent lifestyle of beer and just fat.
You're basically
grease
injecting
fat.
lard into your veins.
Basically,
at this
yes,
point.
and drinking and washing it down with Genesee cream ale, basically.
Oh jeez.
So,
Oh jeez.
classy individual.
Now I'm going to ask you this. Now cream ale, would that be like? Because like I said, I'm a non-alcoholic. Would that be like having like a root beer float?
No, unfortunately it's not that good. I don't know how they actually make it, Steve-O, but it tastes like regular beer, only you can taste like a little creamy aftertaste. I don't know how they get it in there.
It's foamy.
Yeah, it's like foamy.
So really foamy. Okay.
Foamy and filling.
It can be heavy.
All right.
So anyway, so it was a nice night, whatever. So we had a great night. So, and we all slept in the tent. We all get in, whatever. And so I wake up in the morning, and I'm pretty sure what woke me up had to have been some sort of flatulence. It had to have been, because it was kind of a sudden wake up. It wasn't like I'm easing to wake up. It was like I kind of jumped up, like I kind of like woke up, like came
Scene
to.
from Blazing Saddles.
And oh my god, that's what I'm about to describe to you, but in real life. We were like, so I wait. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm sitting there for a moment before I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I hear just like just farts.
Now I'm gonna take a guess. Was that like a moose that just passed by, or like
No.
Was it a little turtle that kind of came by and
No.
was just tooting?
You would think you would think that. No, it was the inside of the tent. It
Really?
was-
An angry
It
squirrel
was,
with a
it
big
was,
set of
yeah.
nuts,
And then I looked around and I was like, barking spider, geese running it. Nope. It was a barking spider. You've never heard that one?
You ever heard of barking spider?
Barking spider. Anyway.
They're around our house quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. They frequently.
They're named the McElhennys.
Anyway, wow. Anyway, so
That's an inside joke, folks. Don't
yeah.
pay no mind.
So anyway, so I decide, I'm like, all right, let me go pee. I pee, smoking a cigarette, and throughout this entire time, I'm sitting there, and I see, and it's like the sun was rising, so it was just beautiful. And we were on this amazing property, and you could overlook these like rolling hills of the Catskills, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just sitting there smoking a cigarette, taking it all in, and
Beautiful
what
morning.
beautiful,
Morning.
and oh yeah, and it's just so serene, and I
Perfect
hear,
moment, right? Just the biggest
Yeah.
perfect moment.
and I hear. Just that, I hear that coming out of the tent, and I'm like, oh my god, like I have to go back in there because it's too early to be awake.
Whoa. Hold on.
So
hold
that,
on.
but yeah.
First of all, if I hear that sound, that's a warning sign to be like, I need to get out of here now, because
Well, I'm a trooper, and
okay.
there was no place else to go back to sleep, and I was very sleepy. And what was I going to do in the middle of the woods? There was nothing. So I said to myself, all right, you're just going to have to breathe through your mouth, and you're going to have to be a trooper, and you're going to have to go in there. And that's what I did, because I am a trooper. As I recall, I was the only one that shit on site that weekend.
I gotta tell you, I think the flatulent was probably 80% me and maybe 20% Mickle.
I believe that.
Or something to that effect.
But
And
these wussies, every single time they had to drop a D, they were like, "Yo, let's go drop a D."
Drop a D.
Yeah, they ran
That's
to
not
the
vitamin
gas
D
station
either.
right down the street, mind you. Went down to the gas station. Me, not so much. No. I went and I did. My
I was
business
begging Mickle.
in
I
the
was
wild.
practically kissing Mickle's ass. I was like, I need to go use the Stewart's facilities. Me with my Charmin butt wipes.
But yeah, so that was it was a crazy
I was able
experience.
to get coffee, so I was able to kill two birds with one stone.
Word. Very good. Very
And
true.
just for the record, I had the cleanest crank up there because of those wipes.
Very good. Good to hear. True pimp.
You know,
True
it's
pimp.
so fun. I guess it's maybe because just how I was raised, because we were kind of raised a little bit old school, but we have no problem just doing our business in the woods, you know. And I was a Boy Scout growing up, so like all this crap just comes. Like I have no problem, you know, shitting in the woods. you
Well,
know.
it was how we were raised. See, our father, he is Pops. Pops is a good seed. He likes to go, you know, he raises. He likes to hunt, he likes to fish, he likes to do his stuff. And so, you know, growing up, when we were, we went out in the woods, we were kids, and what do kids do? They do like regular human beings do, like we all do. You gotta poo and pee. Well, they don't have. You gotta poo and pee, and then if you're in the middle of the woods, what are you gonna do? So
Our father, I will tell you this. We went on a fishing trip this year, and
That is the magic word.
Fishing trip, yes.
There you go.
But we went out on Long Island Sound. We all went out. We do it once a year. And as we're
Mickle caught a shark that day, everybody, just so you know. It was,
He really did.
We'll
He
get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. What happened is we're driving down, and my father's like, I got to use the bathroom. And by the way, we're literally and now we're in like New Rochelle. We're actually in the North freaking Bronx. We're just outside City Island. And my father is just like, I got to go to the bathroom. Now here's how much of a trooper my father is. We're stuck in literally almost right outside City Island, like Orchard Beach area, and then basically we pull off to the side of the road. My father walks off. We're next to a bike path, by the way. He just walks off, side of the road, takes the biggest dump you ever seen in your life, and took his paper out in the middle of in the city. Just, didn't care. And he always carries his toilet paper with him.
That is a resourceful, smart man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's one of the. Oh, I love my father. He's the best. Now, as we were just saying before, we like I said, we were going fishing that day.
We're gonna stay on this topic.
No, we're gonna try to stay on this topic.
Wait, what's this now?
Now we went fishing.
Fishing.
And then, so we all go out once a year. And this past year, our friend Mike. Well, Mike, I'm gonna invite you to sit down here. I want you to sit down.
I can't not be in the shack and not smoke.
Well, that's fine. You can smoke in here.
No way. Get the fuck out of here. Grab a cigarette and plant your butt down here.
Come on. We're all carried around. Just come on, sit down. So we're doing this fishing trip, and
No, you quitting?
and we're
I'm putting it on pause for the.
we're all taking our own little things right now.
Seriously, am I the only one who's still smoking?
Nope.
We all got a couple smokers in here.
Saying,
Yeah. But anyways, we're trying to tell this story.
Well, wait. We're all
We're a little
having
ADD
who
tonight.
still smokes. Who's still smoking cigarettes?
Yes.
Because that's
Exactly.
that's the topic. Because it's fucking expensive, okay, and it's detrimental to your health.
Fucking pack.
$10 a pack, and so that's why we're
I'm sorry, and I got a $1.50 coupon.
$8.88.
$8.88.
That's still
got a
so
$1.50
expensive.
coupon. Thank you. Yeah, well,
Every man's got to have a vice. That's the way
No, I
see
know,
it.
but it's
Marlboro
like getting
gives
to
me
be in a
coupons,
very
and I take
expensive
'em. I
vice.
take
It's
'em
like,
hard.
Mine is German porn.
German boy. Oh shit.
And we just learned something about Steven tonight.
Yeah.
Please, Spanky Frank. So anyways, like I said before, we're just trying to get onto this one topic. We're going fluke fishing this year, and we're all catching fish all day. It was actually a really good day fishing this year.
Who landed the biggest one?
Well, here's the thing. It depends on which fish. Because we were catching all different kinds of fish this day. Usually we just go for flukes.
Fluke.
We usually go for... flukes... We were catching flukes, sea robins, which are the ugliest fish you ever want to tell you.
That's a garbage fish.
They're garbage fish, but we're pulling them in that day.
Apparently, their tails fried up. Good eating.
Yeah.
Good eating.
So
From most Chinese restaurants. Keep going.
So we're going there.
Yeah.
Now-
they did it up for us.
When we're all catching
It was
big
really
flukes, and actually my brother-in-law, he actually caught the biggest. I think it was about 23 inches long. It was a big size fish. It was really nice. Last cast, because we're going all over the Long Island Sound, and we got the last cast of the day. Our friend Mike, beautiful veteran Mike, the golden boy, who I'm going to call right now,
Had a gut feeling.
that, he just tossed it in, put his little bait on his hook, caught in, catches a fish. Last cast. What does he pull in? Freaking striped bass out of the Long Island Sound. Now, it was a huge bass, by the way.
Define huge.
I'm going to tell you, it was at least... What would you say?
Wait, I got the picture.
We have the picture. Well, we can't show you right now. But
Well, I'll show you, Peter.
but I would say it's at least... I mean, striped bass, they go pretty big. This one was probably about...
3 feet long.
Yeah, about... And it
Weighed
took...
in about maybe 40 pounds.
No, not that big.
No, it's like maybe
20.
Right here. Here's a picture.
Mike, I want to... Mike, I want to ask you a question. What was it like just pulling in that bass, if you could?
Mom always said life is like a box of chocolates.
I knew you were going to go there. I won't buy a shrimp boat, Captain.
It was actually pretty amazing, honestly. You know, I just had a gut feeling, thrown it at one spot, sank it to the bottom, you know, pulled it back to shore, you know, one little jerk at a time, reeled in real slow, just jerking it back, you know, like when you're at a bar and you kind of eyeballing a chick, kind of throwing out the vibe.
Giggity.
Neither one of you have ever done that, so I don't even know
Okay, just for the record.
Just fell in the
I did it with that crazy. I didn't have sex with her, thank God. I did reel in that crazy blonde Marlboro smoking chick at Cunningham's at one time. Who, Aaron, you remember that crazy broad?
going on. Yes.
The one who drove me home, almost crashed into a telephone pole, and then bit my goddamn lip in the driveway. Yeah, it was bad.
I told you go for that. I think she likes you. I was totally like, yeah,
What
good
about
for
the-
And
you.
I picked her
Go.
up saying, hey, not every chick drinks Budweiser and smokes Marlboro Reds. Right there, that should have been a freaking flare. That she was dysfunctional.
Yeah, but someone didn't put the fun in dysfunctional, so hey, it could be a good thing.
But yeah, Steve-O, to answer your question, it was absolutely amazing.
Well, that's cool. Now, on the subject of hookups, I'd like to ask. Now, I kind of feel bad because Pete hasn't been talking too much, and I feel like we've been talking over him. I want to ask him a question
Oh, here we go.
because, and on the topic of hookups,
On the topic of hookups.
what was your best conquest? Now, not the best love of your life. I'm talking about where you actually just looked at yourself and you're like, I'm actually proud of what I just done.
Well, that happened a lot when I was younger, yeah.
Well, can you think of one time in particular, or just like one story, or just like
They're all good. If I go back in time, hey, look, come on. Let me see. I'm thinking.
I know a gentleman never asked, but I just
Understandably so.
hate to
But
put you on the
at
spot.
same
That was a
time,
very weird question to
I
ask.
can-
coming
Was
off the
it?
bat.
I can honestly.
I mean, this is being broadcasted out, and you're like,
Oh, that's
hey.
fine. I don't care.
Oh,
They can hear me in China, whatever. I don't care, really. But
We do have
I
one
would
Chinese
say-
listener. I'm looking right now, and
Okay.
we got one
Do
person.
we have any listeners?
Yeah.
Prob-
Fung Pu. He's in our.
Find
me
out. I
see
want
if
to see.
Yeah,
I could see if we
Just
got
stop-
one.
stop
we got the
everything.
Kama Young guy. He's over there.
We might have someone listening. Who knows?
But no, to me they've all been amazing.
That's
I can't.
fantastic,
I really
you know?
can't just pick one out because
yeah, that is like a hard question to think of. Like, who was that one? Oh, we just had a name brought up.
we had a name brought up.
Name
One of
drop.
Kurt's best friends.
We're gonna name drop a little bit here. Now, we live in the little town, the little hamlet of Mahopac, New York.
And this is going to refer to like a Family Guy episode.
This town has 1,000 stories and 1,000 characters in it. One of them happens to be a one Robert Quinn.
Take it away, Kurt.
Well,
Where did we meet Robert Quinn?
well, Mr. Quinn was a.
Bathroom, right?
Aside from.
You would think.
Yeah, you would think we
you
met
would
him in the
think.
bathroom, but this is the kind of guy who.
Brewster.
Yes. I swear, you would think
New Jersey
it's
Turnpike?
something out of a friggin' movie. Mr. Quinn was may he rest in peace if he's dead. He was. Yeah, I think they have got him. But he was a character we had in Mahopac Video, a customer, who would come in, I don't know, 6-8 times a day, do U-turns in the parking lot. He had more money than God, and he bought his clothes from the thrift shop.
Now, if you find a guy who just buys all his clothes from the thrift shop, he's got to.
There's nothing wrong with that. You can find some
Curtice
good.
shoes
Well,
were
yes,
$1.06.
it's-
good buys
Where
there.
you got your shirt?
It's one thing.
No,
It's one
yeah,
thing.
right. Paid top notch for this Red Sox shirt.
I'm so sorry you did.
It's one thing if you buy a couple things from the thrift shop when you're having a long time. But from what I understand, Robert Quinn, he sounds like the kind of person who had more money than the Catholic Church.
He did.
Yeah, no, Mr. Quinn totally did. He lived on a lake. He had property in the city, and he would go to like Mickey's and buy the New York Times and a carton of Cools. Carton of Cool cigarettes. He would buy the New York Times first thing in the morning, and give them a crumpled up $100 bill.
And the fun part about him is, now, like I said, we all used to be around each other back in the day.
Oh man.
Kurt and Aaron here, Edawg, whatever you want to call her, Leprechaun. they used to work in a video store back when they were in high school. Now this guy, Robert Quinn, would come up to him, Kurt especially, because
He loved me.
He really did like Kurt, and he
loved Kurt. Like it was ridiculous how much he did, or obviously he hated me, or I don't know. But like when it was just me in there ringing people up, he was out in 2 minutes. It was like out. I got him his video. He was out the door. When Kurt was there,
Bartender.
he would be
Barkeep.
there. Kurt would be there. Oh, bartender. Kurt would be there.
I would talk to the guy. I talked to him for hours.
Oh my God, yeah, it would go. I mean, our shifts would last 4 or 5 hours?
6 hours.
Really, 6
Yeah,
hours?
but
Okay.
between
He
4 and 6.
Yeah, he would be there for at least a good 3 hours each time that Kurt was there. When Kurt was there, it was 3 hours of this creep. He was an absolute creep, and yet we were like, all right. We just talked to him and just.
Yeah, he
Now-
would tell me I had my mother's bone.
Oh my
Now,
God.
Kurt.
He was a
Kurt,
full-on.
you got your mom's bones.
Like he was.
Yeah,
Peter, where's my Vino Verde?
You would see somebody that you would see on Dateline NBC, or you would see on a sex offender registry nowadays. Like
I'm surprised.
you would, yeah,
I'm surprised Chris Hansen didn't get him.
yeah.
Wait, Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
we all know Chris. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, the funny part. Well, we're speculating.
Yeah,
You know what? I saw him. I saw him actually about like 4 years. Oh yeah, it's got to be running on a good 4 years now. I was in CBS, and I heard this voice. He had like this unmistakable voice. Curtice,
It was like John Lithgow met Elmer Fudd.
but can you?
That's a good analogy right there. That's a good analogy right there.
And we just always be like, Kurt, I love your bones.
Oh yeah.
He had this like effeminate sort of like oldish gay dude's like voice. It's just very like
Guy, dude.
yeah. He only said the one.
Yeah, that's
he,
right.
He only said 2 words to me ever, or a couple of sentences. Well, aside from where's Kurt,
working today?
where's Kurt, and then he
Where's
would be
Kurt?
like, "Oh my gosh, you have such fair skin." Like, oh, you just need to be out. Like,
You
need to
can't
put
be in the
sunscreen.
sun.
Yeah, you can't be in the sun. Like, and it was that voice. So, like, I don't know, about 4 or 5
And,
years ago. And he didn't look good
yeah.
when we worked. I mean, he was like, he was this, like, oldish kind of, what was that? Who was that? Mr. Magoo? Mr. Magoo
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh, okay.
He
yeah.
had that Mr. Magoo, like, Irish. He had red hair, didn't
Yes,
he?
he did.
Yeah. And he looked like an old guy. And he, like I said, he real creep, just would travel around town, just harassing.
And you know the funny part about that is like, we all remember him as like this kind of like unique character, you know. But like I can remember because I used to work in a pizzeria, and we used to have these old Jewish guys come in,
Oi.
like these really
I'm
old.
not
just
paying
like,
$11 for this pizza. You shorted me on the cheese.
and these guys, they all come in. They all come in, and they're always just yeah.
Oi, no pepperonis. It's a shanda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oy vey.
You call this pizza, and
Pizza.
they would just sit there for hours and hours, and they just bother, they'd bother the manager, and they'd just be like, "What do you do?" And the manager, they're all Italians, I had my boss who's like,
that must have been a shit show.
who was, oh god, he was one of these old school Italians who. Now we all know,
Hey, get out of my store.
we know the Gotti guys. We know the Gotti guys like, hey, oh, boopad, hey, This guy was an old school, my boss. He was.
I can imagine.
This guy, he didn't talk, he mumbled, and he never really made like actual words. But it would sound like something like this. You'd be like,
Like Boomhauer on Lube.
oh god, yeah, it would just be like that. And the funny part is, whenever he got mad, it would go high pitch and be like, yeah, what the fuck, and he always go like this, hello, Steve. That was my name. He was just hello, Steve, and he always did the thing where he had like the thumb and the finger, and he would just go like up and down, what are you doing, and we just every time I just mess up, he'd just be like, come on, what are we doing, and actually, I just looked before. I don't know if we
trying to find
have
out. I don't
any.
even know if we have
But
any listeners.
the funny, I'm not going to say this because we really didn't say anything. We're on Ustream.
I have been tweeting the F out of this right
Right.
now.
Well,
I just sent
it's
my
great that
second
we
tweet.
tweeted, but we also got to say it on the show as well.
Well, listen to us. We're live, damn it.
I'm,
live?
if you're looking on Ustream, you know, just
because that's a
and for
hot-
future
that's a
reference,
hot-
if we ever decide to do this again, we're on Ustream. If you go onto Ustream.com and do a search for the Den Radio, that's actually my Twitter, is the Den Radio. You can look us up and you'll find our room. And this show is going to be recorded for future, so whenever you want to listen to it, you can. You know.
I don't know why you want to,
Listen. You catch one bass in your entire life, and you think you're a big shot.
I'm sitting here with the rest of you.
Yeah.
Caught more than one bass. I will vouch for that.
Yeah. Did you ever win
Okay,
a
Pete,
fishing pole?
I have a question for Pete now.
Not.
I won a mini fishing pole in my day with my bass.
Oh, I vouch.
All right, I got a question for Mr. St. James here. I heard there was a story.
Well, hold on,
Some
but
kind
before
of-
you get to that, I just want to finish my plug. We're on.
Yeah, coming
If
right
you want
up.
to look, go on the Den Radio on Twitter or look it up on Ustream, and you'll be able to
I'll get
find
you,
our thing,
Peter.
and everything will be saved for future reference and all that stuff. And if you guys have any sort of like comments and stuff for the show, if you want to suggest a topic, anything, you can email me at thedenradio@gmail.com, and we'll work anything into this with all this stuff.
Follow me at Master Edawg. Edawg dog is DAWG. Master Edawg. Wait, is it Master Edawg 99? Master Edawg at Master Edawg 99. They need
On
more
Twitter.
followers.
You can follow either or of us, suggest anything if you'd like. And if you can't, pass it around. We'd like to hear your comments and stuff about the show. I mean, I know we're a little ADD tonight, going all over the place,
that's all
but
right.
It's our first. We're just very excited.
we're very excited. We're all over the
And
place.
we've,
This is our
we've been
first
drinking.
podcast.
We were a couple of beers in. And the rum is about to be coming out soon. So
All right.
Tell everybody.
England.
Okay,
England, we're
before
talking
we-
about
I'll
here.
put up with Skype and I'll just go all over the place.
Okay. All right. This question's for Peter St. James.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a story about you hooking some kind of gigantic monster over at Way Way Yonder.
No, I didn't hook no monster over your way yonder. I hooked a monster off of China Pier, but that's going back about 13 years ago.
Tell us about that.
Simple. It was me, Diesel Dan, and a few other friends of ours. We just decided to go crabbing, and that's all flight stuck.
Wait, hold on. I gotta
Did
stop.
you hear? Did you hear what I heard?
Yeah, I heard it too.
Did you say Diesel Dan?
Diesel Dan.
Did you know Janis Joplin?
Yeah. that
You know what? I'm
Right,
gonna stop
right?
that. I'm gonna stop that
Okay,
right now
all right,
because
all
I
right.
would not be surprised if the great Peter St. James did not do a couple of bindles with Janis Joplin in the day. Sorry for interrupting. You may continue.
Sorry.
I thought they were bundles.
Bundles of bindles.
Bundles of bindles. Oh, Lord. Bartender. Yeah. No. Simply enough, the biggest thing I had caught, which Mikkel had just previously brought up, was the fact that we were all out at China Pier, we were crabbing. And, of course, anybody knows, I mean, you could use bunker and other things and chicken to catch, but we use sunnies. Perch work very well, too. Perch
Yes,
and sunnies are
yes.
probably your best bait for
Whenever,
it.
the cool thing about like when you're doing like deep sea fish, or not even deep sea fishing, but you're doing like going for like big fish. What you do is you catch small panfish and use that as bait.
Yes.
That's how you get the big fish,
Well, what I was doing, we were all drinking Jack Daniels at probably about 6 in the morning. It was, yeah. Well, you got to figure. Well, we were young and stupid, and we were all out there, and we're crabbing, we're packing cages, and we were doing this for the Mahopac Falls Fire Department. They had a barbecue, so we were,
okay, cool.
This is what we're doing. So we were packing
Local fire department.
compound buckets filled with the soft shell crabs, and I got kind of bored, so I said, "The hell with it." So I just basically ran across, and it's still there today. It's a partition that says "Do not cross, do not pass." To me, that was like, just go right through. And I did. I jumped over it with all my gear, went all the way to the end, and I dropped line. Just packed a treble hook, put on some braid line, dropped it. Just sitting there, drinking Jack Daniels, sun coming up.
6 in the morning, man.
Got a
That's how you
glow
start
going.
the day. That's how you start the day.
Well, it was a Saturday. We got a glow going.
Why not?
And 45 minutes sitting there just enjoying it, watching the seagulls go, checking the breeze. Then it hits. And it was a slow hit. It was a hard hit. Like, I was like, what the hell?
The funny that's the funny thing about catching fish, is like, And I know, especially when I'm going like the deep sea fishing thing,
Yeah.
I second guess myself all the time as to when I get a bite and when I actually get a fish. Now, when you get the fish, you'll feel it, especially if you get it like a good one. Sometimes.
Well, this was a shocker to me because I was just trolling for kind of anything. I was just kind of bored of grabbing, right?
Yeah.
And it hit, but it hit slow, but I mean hard to the point where the end where I was starting to wiggle.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, literally, my whole body was extended.
Now, were you on a dock or were you on a boat?
I was on the tip of the dock with my legs wrapped under.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and it's an old. It's like just imagine an old wooden jetty, just
sure.
shooting out, and you're just sitting on the end.
Right. Yeah.
Legs wrapped underneath, and it's rolling back and side to side. I'm like, what the? And I'm like, man, and he had some old guy.
Sure.
And he's cracking up at the end of the dock.
Is he really?
I'm looking at him like, he's like, you know what you got there? You got a sturgeon there, boy. And I'm like,
ooh, wow.
I got, well, and I was just like, all right, whatever he said. And I was just kind of like concentrating on getting whatever it is. I ended up pulling it up.
Yeah.
And it was a sturgeon.
Wow.
And it was a freak. I mean, the first time I had ever caught one.
Right.
And pulled one up, but I'm glad it didn't come up out of the water because my friend Dan Donnelly,
sure,
Diesel Dan,
okay,
NY,
I remember Dan Donnelly,
NYPD, ESU, greatest cop in the damn world.
Right.
He come running over, jump out, he's gonna cut the line. I didn't realize it, but they're all tagged. They're all low jack. If I had plucked that, it was a $5,000 fine. So
because they're protected.
Retrieve, yeah, it's retrieved.
Now, for anyone who's anyone who's never seen a sturgeon, I mean, these are like, you ever see that show River Monsters? Like, they're the local river monsters of like the Hudson Valley. They put them in, they stock them, I believe, and they're protected, and they keep them.
Yeah, they are protected. I believe there's 9 varieties either 8 or 9 varieties in the Hudson.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, and they're huge fish.
And they're all low jack. And the only reason why I found out they were low jack, because I don't know if this is still going on, but there was this thing with you had like, I'm not gonna say KGV, but you had like people that were taking the roe.
Sure.
And docking it up as to beluga standards. And it was like counterfeit.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
And there was big money. So not to mention there was 2 reasons, I guess, to that, but that's what I'd also heard.
Oh wow, yeah. No, you got to be careful about all that stuff because I'll tell this story. My father,
who is a great fisherman, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
yeah, Pops knows what he's doing.
He does. I mean, over the course of his lifetime, he's caught many a fish. He's also a great hunter. He's over the past 4 years, I would say, he's gotten over 30 deer, over 30 bucks. Because the place where I kind of
wish I had about $30.
Listen.
That old gag.
Same here. Okay, same here.
But no, he, what happened to him when the past, I think it was 2 years ago, something like that. He got pulled over by the DEP cops that we have around here who protect all the watershed, the property for the New York City reservoirs that we have around here. And he was hunting, and apparently he was hunting in a spot that he wasn't supposed to. But he didn't know that because it was like a new thing. They only posted these new signs. He couldn't read them. My father's old at this point. He's about 70 years old now. And so he goes in, and a DP cop, who, by the way, by the way, I'm going to just say this on record. The DP cop is synonymous with just a fucking asshole. Is just they're the worst kind of people. Like you think about like no. I'm gonna tell.
These are crazy.
I'm gonna tell you why. Imagine your regular Keystone cop, and you know how much of an asshole that guy is. The D is.
Who's a Keystone Cop?
Keystone Cop. You ever heard of the Keystone Cop?
No, I don't.
Oh my God.
That's like an old school term.
Yes.
That's basically like what you have in like.
It's like Three Stooges.
Three Stooges.
Kind of cop.
Kaiser's Cop.
It's like Clancy taking the boys.
Oh, Clancy takes the boys and turn them out. So
basically, these are like the do-nothing cops. Like
a rent-a-cop.
Basically,
your town constable.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Who really doesn't do it?
All right, Rabbit. Where's Rocky? Where's he hiding?
Yeah, these are the guys that
he's hiding in the store.
Their entire career is just giving people tickets, and those cops tend to be real pricks. The DEP cops, on the other hand, are so much more pricks because they have nothing to do. Their entire job does not consist of actually saving people from, like, drug dealers or anything else that a normal cop would. These cops protect people from going into the woods and committing terrorist acts.
What?
Yes, because after 9/11, what happened was the entire watershed property became off limits.
Well, there was a petition that was basically, I forgot how many signatures were on there, but when Bobcat Sports was still open right across the street.
Oh, sure, I remember him.
Bob had told on to me the situation with this, and which required signatures from hunters and fishermen.
Yeah,
Otherwise, Pataki
sure.
was going to you could not fish
Yeah, no,
at all or hunt
and it
within
was a
that.
big thing about it,
Yeah,
you know.
I remember that.
But we'll get back to my original story. One of these cops, you know, he came up to my father and he put him. He said, "Put the gun on the ground." My father had a shotgun in his hand. "Put the gun on the ground and put your hands on the car." He's just finishing hunting for that morning, you know.
With the shotgun.
He had a shotgun in his hand because he just finished, you know, hunting, and he was, you know, all ready. And my father was like, "What's going on?" You know.
Amy's here. She better have her.
We just had a navy here.
Well, we have another. guest or outing there,
anyways, we
Well, didn't he? Wasn't that an expensive shotgun that?
well, apparently, what was?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Amy
We got
Norris
another.
just arrived.
We got another friend here.
Yeah,
we
yes,
got
we do.
friend Amy here. We're doing a podcast tonight, Amy.
Podcasting.
But anyways, you know, my father, he got pulled over by this cop, and what happened was, and they really just like worked him over. He was just, you know, like, you know, we're gonna put you away because you shouldn't be on this property, you know. And he took his gun, all his
But
papers.
knowing your father, and I'm just saying,
Right.
licensed to the T.
Sure.
Everything. by
Everything
the
was
legal book.
good.
Yeah.
The only thing that he didn't realize is that where he was hunting wasn't supposed to be where he was hunting. You know, it was now for like only hikers. You know, so you couldn't go in there with a shotgun.
Okay.
You know, so he's working him there for about an hour, and then now here's what happens: an actual cop comes by and yells at the DEP cop. It's like, what are you doing? This guy's 70 years old. You don't think he's breaking any laws? And what this guy did, the DP cop, he was looking at my father's cereal to try to see. Because the gun my father had is like an old gun. You know,
Which one did he have?
it was like a really old family gun. He's had it for
It was a family gun, Curtis. If that,
Like
if
a
you want
Winchester,
to
like a Remington.
something, whatever it is, was like really old. And he possibly
It's really old, is what he's trying to establish.
and
I got what you're saying.
And what the cop was trying to figure out is whether this gun was worth money, because what he would have done is would have confiscated the weapon, and then would have probably tried to sell it, you know. But my father had owned the weapon. He checked the serial, and everything belonged to him. You know, everything was registered.
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
So what ended up happening? My father got off, you know, because they obviously said, no, this is ridiculous. But what they ended up doing, and this was just the normal court. This was the normal court. Let him go. Had no problem with him, you know. The DEP, on the other hand, they suspended his license for 6 months. Now, my father, all he does is hunt and fish. And he missed out on hunting season and ice fishing seasons, which is awful because that's the entire winter for him, you know.
All because of the Schwantz.
All because this one Schwantz.
I've not heard that term in a long time.
What are we with these old words tonight? I'm using Keystone Cops, Schwantz.
Bring it back.
What are these old words?
These DP
I
people,
don't
they
know.
really have nothing to do. They really
We
have
are
nothing
fancy
to do.
people.
You want the Mahopac PD got nothing to do. Cat's out of the trees, and I know it's rough with all the drive-bys and the multiple homicides and rapes in this town, and I know it's hard for them. And my heart goes out, and I understand the frustration and the stress, but you know. Anyway, Kurt.
This is a gated community.
Yeah, the cops around here, they don't have too much to do. Domestic issues, kids blowing up mailboxes. You know,
Word.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, that's just how it goes nowadays, you know.
It's the way it
Yeah.
works.
Sometimes you just got to be like me and Aaron and charm the pants off these people.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Now, what do you guys feel about, you know, let's say like the legalization of pot? Would you guys be for it?
I am completely for it. I am completely, and
Yeah.
you know what? I'll tell you why. I will tell you why.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there is study after study of there's study after study. Studies, lots of studies weed, it's not that bad. It's really not. It helps people who are suffering from well, not just life, but serious diseases, but cancer. I mean, that's a brutal. I mean, cancer is a brutal disease, and it ravages you. And to treat that cancer is that medicine also just tears your body to and from, and the little relief you have, what are you going to do? You're going to go to those crazy painkillers,
right?
Those synthetic little painkillers, or you're going to go to a weed.
I'm going to call you
a common garden variety that will help you relieve your pain, and really not, it's not really affecting you more than say one of your Oxycontins or one of your other pain medications.
Indeed.
Do you know what I mean? It's fun to smoke. It's really fun. And honestly, I mean, I'll tell you right now, alcohol, way worse. A
lot of people say that.
It really is. And yet that is legal and we're okay. But a weed that is grown, that you can grow, it's illegal to put something in this earth. And or it comes from the earth. It doesn't come from, a chemical-based thing or you know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot. You don't have to go through a process. It's literally, there's seeds and it grows and it's part of this planet, and yet it is illegal. That makes no sense to me.
At the very least, I believe it should be decriminalized.
I think so. Absolutely.
At the least.
Absolutely. I mean, yes. Okay. Some people, you shouldn't be operating heavy machinery with it. Okay. But if you're hanging out on a Friday night and you're chilling with your buds, listen, I would rather smoke a bud than have 12 beers. Because that's going to be more detrimental. The more you're going to get out of smoking some marijuana is a little bit of the munchies, and feeling a little tired the next day. That's all that's going to happen to you, And I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
I think if they ever did legalize it, everybody would go crazy for 6 months and then be completely over it.
No, they'll never legalize it. I'll tell you why. They'll never legalize it because how does marijuana typically get its thing, okay? Yeah, you can put it in really awesome brown, it would be the brownies.
Hash
you can have
brownies.
cupcakes,
Oh,
they
that
have
takes me
lollipops.
back.
But most people know it as, you smoke it. And they're trying so hard to stop with that polluting your lungs, and and honestly, I don't know the statistics. I don't have them in front of me, and how detrimental it is to breathe in.
Well, if we are to talk statistics
like that, but you know what? But with the cigarette things, they're not going to do that. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, the powers that be are getting a lot more money, having it illegal than making it legal. And then if they do legalize it, chances are it's going to end up, costing more than what the dealer's charging you now. You know what I mean? So, whatever. So, folks out there, seriously, if you can, just grow it. It's an awesome thing. You don't even have to sell it. Just have fun with it and be good and don't be stupid. And it's
and
amazing.
chunk forever.
That's me.
That was a lovely PSA there. That was a lovely PSA.
Weed, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No, the only thing I basically just wanted to intervene with real quick is if you do the statistic and you want to go back as many moons as you really want to go, simply enough, alcohol has killed, maimed, lamed, and destroyed more lives, families, property than any amount of marijuana ever seen, grown, smoked, or what have you.
Absolutely.
Alcohol, I would say, is more detrimental than marijuana. It always has been.
Study after study shows that. It absolutely shows that.
I mean, you may have driving while impaired, but DWI basically was founded for what reason? Alcohol. The police are hanging out, they go around bars, and they pull you over. And I'd say about 95% of the time, you're wasted, you're drunk.
You can't, and you know what? You can't OD. And
you
can't OD
Bob Marley,
on
God rest his soul. God rest his soul.
No one has ever died from having too much marijuana.
I have never heard of anybody in the history dying from an overdose of marijuana
it's never,
ever
because
in my
it's
life.
never happened. It's so silly.
Definitely not.
It's so silly.
Yeah, I mean, the only unfortunate thing, I could see within maybe the next 10 years hemp being legal. That one I see because I would see within an economical point of view.
Can I make a salad with that or no?
What's that?
Can I make a salad with hemp?
I don't think so.
Okay. No,
you know what? I really don't know, but you probably could. If you can make a salad with,
Hemp actually is loaded with protein.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can like break it down,
I
and
did
it
not know
actually
that.
is. You can use it as like a shake, and it's loaded with a lot of protein.
But
hemp's got a lot of really amazing.
That's why I'm saying, I would definitely see hemp being used, be legalized, because there's a lot of like benefits with it. The only problem is, as far as marijuana goes, with the way the country is now, and it's. Oh, I hate looking at the news. I really do. It just bothers me.
What's going on the news right now?
I really just can't stand like the whole like right now we're just about ready for a new election that's coming up, and we got two guys who are basically the same. I'm gonna say it because as the peanut gallery is all like voicing their stuff. But personally, and I really don't get involved in politics too much, because the deal is that basically
I'm voting for Ted Nugent.
Yeah, like I'm so ready for a third party, and I think
Charlie Sheen.
I'm so ready for like a third party candidate to come through, but unfortunately, it's just not happening, and it's not going to happen.
Because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to. There's too much money in two political parties. Which, by the way, George Washington was not a fan of the party system, and I'm tending to agree with him.
It's. I mean, the system's kind of broken right now, which is unfortunate, but but I think that's for another day. As for right now, I'm going to say this. We, my friends, have done our first hour of Live at the Compound.
Live at the Compound?
Live at the Compound?
You just
Actually, I like
stole
that.
that.
That sounds a lot.
Let it be known that
have a
the
listener
Den
out
Radio just stole that. It's Live at the Shack.
Live
At the Shack, motherfuckers.
Shorty Brown is listening from home, so say hello to Shorty Brown.
Shorty Brown.
Hey,
That would be
Shorty
Kurto's
Brown.
gal.
That was fantastic. Like I said before, we're going to wrap it up for this. We're going to wrap it up for this one. Like I said before, follow me and Master Edawg, the Den Radio on Twitter, Master Edawg99 on Twitter. If you have any suggestions, emails, comments, things for the show, anything you want to hear about, play music, anything you want, drop me a line at thedenradio@gmail.com. If you want to listen to this show again, go to ustream.tv and you can search for us, The Den
And if you're
Radio.
40 and you're pretty and you like taking naked pictures of yourself and you want to send them this
Pete.
way,
Pete.
Anyway.
Please, that's going to be it for tonight.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
That'd be great. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Gonna sit down in the kitchen and fix me something good to eat and make my head a little high, make the whole day complete. 'Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. Well, pass it to me, baby. Well, pass it to me slow. We'll take time out to smile a little before you let it go. 'Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. There ain't nothing to do, and there's always room for more. Fill it, light it, shut up, and close the door. 'Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. We're gonna sit around the kitchen and fix us something good to eat and make ourselves a little high, make the whole day complete. Cause we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on. Well, every night and day, if I can help it, we're gonna lay around the shanty, mama, and put a good buzz on.